I don't really think about my future now I'm here. I just feel it's just comfortable.
We wanted to be in charge of our lives. We wanted to make things better, to live longer, to live more creatively, and still have energy to give back to the community.
Hello everyone and welcome.
So this is the first senior co-housing community in the UK. We've got 26 women who know each other, share core values, do things together and look out for each other. What better neighbours could you ask for?
Co-housing is where people have their own individual homes, which they can own and rent individually, and then they also have some shared resources, places where they can meet, have a meal, do things together.
I found the co-housing model in Holland. The Dutch government had alighted on this idea as one that would keep older people healthier, happier, more active, and hopefully reduce their demand on health and social care services.
I knew where I didn't want to live at my old age, but fortunately I went to a workshop with Madeline, my co-founder. It was run by Maria Brenton. And we were inspired, and we adjourned at the end of the session to a pub and said, this is for us, why don't we do something about this? It was a great idea. We had no money, we had no idea where we wanted to be and how to set up a community of people. We mentioned it, oh, you'll never do that. No, you never get all those people to agree, certainly not women. So we were defying all those people, the naysayers. We had lots of blips and lots of points when, is it going to happen? Can we survive? I was a mere 68 when I started, you know, and I'm now 87.
Inevitably, as you get old, you feel less safe in the world. And I think here you feel safe. When I was left on my own, which is 6 years ago, nearly 7 now, I decided I didn't want to go and live in a residential home of any kind, or a retirement village sounds awful to me. And I didn't want to stay on my own entirely, and I didn't really want to impose on my children. So I started to look around for a different way of living. I liked the idea of living with like-minded women who wanted to do this. I liked the idea of sharing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Diana. Happy birthday to us.
I've never had any outside space before, so I'm learning with these plants. It's just lovely having this outside space. Okay, so this is my lounge, and the thing I love most about this room is the high ceilings, because it just gives me this sense of space and light, which actually, you get up in the morning and it immediately makes you feel good. I look back and it makes me feel depressed. Felt like I was in a box. Didn't know any of my neighbours because they'd changed over the years. It's just unbelievably different. I feel I've been reborn again and I've started this brand new life, late in life, but it's almost the best time of my life. When you rent from a council, you feel you haven't got any input into your life. Hello. You just pay your rent and that is it. Whereas here, I pay my rent to the housing association, but I'm involved in every decision that goes on here.
There are 8 flats at social rent, which is lower than affordable rent. And Housing for Women managed those flats on behalf of the Ouch group. We could see that hump in our ageing population was coming, so we were very happy to support them.
Housing for Women acted as a sort of midwife, finding us housing associations to work with us to set up a mixed tenure group. The process was cut short, thank goodness, and this made to happen by our conversations with Hanover Housing Association, whose chief executive at the time was really interested in co-housing.
So we wanted to understand a lot more about what older people truly wanted. We wanted to get into the skin of what they aspired to in terms of design and community and how they wanted to support each other. And we saw this as a huge opportunity to learn from the women of Ouch.
The group was very clear about the importance of communal spaces internally and externally. So this was the first fully collaborative design process that we'd gone through, starting by looking at the site and then gradually focusing in until we were looking at people's kitchens and bathrooms and what they'd like there. They also hadn't been through this process, so it was something we developed very much together.
I think the biggest difference here is the empowerment of the women and the influence they have over everything that has gone on here. We literally had 80-year-old women in hard hats and hobnail boots walking the site, checking dimensions, ensuring that what they aspired to was being delivered. They were checking the contract sometimes before I was.
The management committee agreed that we, as a committee, should offer more support for the work teams, or the various teams. There are various work groups. I mean, there's a group that does the gardening, there's a group that's responsible for the household, there's a group for finance, there's a group responsible for legal issues. Everybody's expected to do their bit.
I think
I gradually learned about co-housing and the fact that we are managing ourselves. Everything has to be spoken about, every bit of money that has to be spent. I love the communal meals that we have together. We cook, we clean together, we garden together. And in these days of isolation and loneliness, it's a wonderful thing to be able to belong to a group like this.
We cook once a week. We've had 29, 30 odd come because people bring friends or relatives come, which is really lovely actually.
We arrived yesterday, and as you can tell, now I'm at work, yes.
So I'm doing the spinach, which, because I'm the pickiest cook on the team, I'm doing the picky jobs.
If I'm feeling like being on my own, I can be on my own. I can spend days without actually doing more than saying hi to people as I meet them going in and out. And I can spend other days having people for lunch and supper and joining things and feeling equally at ease both ways.
Actually, to begin with, I thought, oh, hell, it's boarding school. Because of having to adjust to all these different personalities, you know. But actually, I'm delighted, and I'm enjoying it more and more.
I like your jar. That's what I'm doing.
You're christening it.
Well, I did.
Oh, that's fun. What's the next exercise?
Colour it in.
Left hand. Left hand.
Oh, that's your breath.
Oh, no.
Right, so this is
1 minute. 1 minute left hand. What are we drawing?
I'd had a period of ill health when I couldn't be left on my own when I came out of hospital. So my sons were really good at staying overnight, and my friends were really good at coming round and keeping me company in the day. But then I realised that none of them actually lived near me. So in an emergency, I got no one close to support me. And that's when I made a list of what I actually wanted. And I wanted a community. I wanted to keep my independence and my freedom pass, so it had to be within London. It just seemed an ideal situation, that people would be looking out for each other. I think it'll keep us younger longer. We're going to last longer. I hope. I expect.
Hello.
Oh,
evening.
you remembered your sonnies.
How are you doing, Mum?
I'm doing fine, how are you?
Lovely, yes, I'm fine, thank you.
I'll put that in the fridge.
Freezer, I think.
Freezer? No.
Well,
Oh, well, look, John, I've started one, so I'm not going to drink more than...
you never know.
You never know.
I think it's fantastic that she's come to a nice little community. That's the main thing about it. And they all look out for each other, they all do things together. And I'm a bit redundant, really. I don't have to come down here once a week and play Scrabble and have a meal, you know.
Oh, you don't have to. It's not compulsory.
It's just like, you've just got so much else going on.
I fit you in.
I'm not your highlight anymore, am I?
Oh, you are.
We live in a world of austerity, and that isn't going away anytime soon. The women here are very, very self-sufficient. They're not a draw on lots of local services, whether it be adult social care, GPs, chiropodists, more volunteer services. They are a support community in their own right.
We're already spending billions on the health service and on social care. If you can reduce demand through housing older people in communal supportive situations like new Ground Cohousing, then you can make huge savings.
When I moved in here, I lost my memory very briefly, but quite scarily. But it was a stress loss of memory, which can happen apparently. And it came back after about 5 or 6 days. But during that time, the sort of emails went round, and I had a hot meal brought me each day by somebody. They'd rotated it. So for short-term help, the group is fantastic.
I would say most of the interest now in new co-housing schemes is coming from older people. And so this scheme, when it was launched, when people moved in, they had a little clip on the BBC News website, and I think by the end of the second day it had over 4.5 million hits.
The more people that try to set up co-housing, the more successful it's going to be. It's been hard for us, but we hope that it will be much faster for people in the future and that there'll be more help from government.
There needs to be incentivisation for older people to move to somewhere that meets their needs, not just their housing needs, but their needs for social connectedness. Being able to effect things, to decide things, and not have everything done to you and for you is, I think, what the new old are demanding.
I feel 100% better than I did before I moved in here. My quality of life, how I feel, how I engage with people. I want to tell everybody about co-housing.
I think this is the way to feel independent and, you know, strong, as long as you can be strong and independent. And, you know, the time may come when I'm too old to do either, but I think this is the way to do it.